Okay, so then of course I see you all adjusting the screens and we'll begin. So the main thing, and I can't stress this enough, especially if you're practicing any kind of formal seated practice of meditation, which I urge you to do, encourage you to do that, is to sit in a comfortable posture, cross-legged. Yes, Nancy, you can put the yoga pata on that goes across the knees around the sacrum. That's very helpful for hip issues, back issues, and it creates a stability as well. So there's lots of things, you know, the techniques, as we've spent the past 20 some odd months talking about many ways in which to adjust the body sitting. Taking the arms out to the side, turning the palms up, feeling the shoulder blades. So part of today's lesson has been based on a request. Two people have requested doing some work on neck and shoulders. So this sequence is about the neck and the shoulders. So what I'd like you to do is make sure your shoulder blades are flat on your back. So you're not rounding your upper back. So do what you need to do to get that, either hands here or arms out to the side with the palms up. And then additionally, for today's sequence, take your hands right at the back of the skull, not in the soft tissue of neck, but where the back of the skull and basically C1, the first cervical vertebra, begin. And spread the skin, spread, and then lift away from the trapezius. So these are actions that I want you to feel as we come to do the sequence. Now maintain, and that's the key word, as you take the hands to the roots of the thighs. Remember not to lift the shoulder blades up. So lock in the thoracic. Slightly above the shoulder blades is around thoracic spine number 10, the 10th vertebra. See if you can move it into the back body. And if you lock in the thoracic, the tendency to sink down is weakened. And then once you've adjusted, just settle down, settle back, arrive and land gently and safely. And on a physical level, allow yourself to feel the depths of the bones in contact with the earth. Feel the sense of groundedness, stability, safety, security, and ease. Arriving and landing gently and softly, but with determination to be here now. And let your cells drink in the availability of presence. So think of this time now as an invitation to be with your inner world, your inner landscaping. And then see if you can connect to your inner world, your inner landscaping with compassion, and let wisdom be your guide. And then if you'd like, you can repeat your own vow that perhaps you've made up during this time, or you can repeat the Bodhisattva vow after me. May I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. And may I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist, until all beings are enlightened. I vow to be here to serve them all. And then when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can simply open them up and we'll begin. So welcome to, Suki is here. Oh, Tom, welcome back. And Lubna, welcome to you all. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you back, Tom. It's been a while. So as I said before, we're going to work a little bit on neck and shoulders. And I always think of a seated twist called Bharadvajasana 1 and 2, which we'll get to. So what I'd like you to do in order to prepare for Bharadvajasana 1 is to first begin in quasi-jeta. So we did this last week, in both the classes, I believe. So just flat on your back, and everyone can do with the feet hip-width apart, and just gently let the legs rock to the side. The knees need not touch the floor. Just go side to side to open up the frontal groin that we spent time on last week. So it's a small class today, which is great. I can get to see you all. Lubna, are you away? Must be Akaba. Yeah, I noticed the room now. Okay. All right, go back and forth, side to side. Go slowly. That's it, Elaine. Slowly. Appreciate those frontal groins opening. Anyone who's sitting for a long time, if you're back at work, do this, every hour. Okay, very good. Back and forth. Remember, you're opening the frontal groins. And then when you're ready, take the feet, have the legs in front of you, feet flat, and then you can just roll to the side and just see me. So watch, I'm placing my legs at a right angle. You can see that from this angle of the screen. And then I'm stretching out my right arm. I can show you from another view. And then I'm taking the left arm overhead and I'm basically turning. The legs are not turning now. The legs turned in the previous pose. But now I'm keeping the legs down at a right angle, the shin to the top of the thigh. And I'm just simply working on mobility in my arms and in my shoulders and my upper back. I'm aiming after about 8 times to get my chest parallel to the ceiling. So we've done that. This is a Feldenkrais maneuver. All right, that's it. So your legs are at a right angle to your chest. And then take the arms overhead. So watch the arm overhead, guys, again. So my hand is on the floor. You see, it's on the floor, tracing. It's like you're tracing a rainbow in the sky. So my arm never left the floor. You can see the arm is on the floor and I keep the top arm slightly bent, aiming to get the chest parallel. Go slowly with this. Lubna, you can bring your legs up a little bit more to your chest. That's it. So the lower leg and the upper leg. Yeah, most of you can bring, that's it. And go slowly about 8 times. And do this to open up the chest. That's it, Nancy. Keep the legs to the right. The legs are immobile. That's it, Elaine. We've got it. Yeah. Go slowly. This is actually comes from Feldenkrais. Maybe some of you have heard this. This is a technique that was developed by Moshe Feldenkrais a long time ago, actually, quite a number of years ago. And then when you're ready, after about 8, same exact thing with the legs to the left. Now notice that which arm, how the 2 arms are different, how the 2 shoulders are different. Keep the trapezius not rising up to the head, but lock in the thoracic. That's it. You're going out to the side, taking the arm overhead. Keep the feet on the floor. That's it. So just imagine your outer right thigh is weighted by a bolster or something. You're keeping the legs in their place. And the turn of the chest, it is a twist, but we're getting into the upper back. Go slowly. You'll get more out of it if you go slowly. Working on opening. Lubna, this is really good for your armpit, chest, and upper spine. Suki, same thing. Okay. Now the last one we're going to do, some of you have a dowel, some of you don't. You could use a strap instead of a wood dowel or a broomstick, Elaine, or anything that you have, but I'm gonna even show you without. So I talk about locking in the thoracic, but let me just show you what that's about. So basically, right about here, I don't want that to fall back to the screen. I move the top of the shoulder blades in and up, and I kind of cinch in the skin. Now you can achieve that, and we've done it with a dowel and a strap prior to this class. Many times we did it this summer. So if you have a strap, and I'll show this from behind, you can get that strap, and now you can get the dowel now. You can stand up, and I'm just doing this seated, and I'm placing it right at that T9 area. And I want to lock it in. And then the trapezius skin, which runs at the top of the shoulder down, it's an inverted triangular shaped muscle, keep that moving down. Okay, so you can show me from, I think in terms of turn yourselves around, which would be ideal to show me. Mary Beth, that's good. With the dowel, so if you have the screen on galley view, you can see Elaine and Mary Beth having the broad yeah, you can show me from behind. I want you to really lock in that thoracic. Now, Nancy could do it standing. Standing's a little bit easier because the feet are underneath you. Good. See that your arms are on the same plane. Renita, your left arm is a little bit higher than your right. You can shorten up the strap. You can sit or stand. You can use the dowel or not. Remember, the dowel has to probably be at least 4. Good, Andrea. Now lock in that thoracic, and then be interested. Ask yourself, is that really the way you sit? Suki, I think to go underneath your arm, you have it at the back, like tuck it under. Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier. That's it. So Chum, that looks a little bit too narrow. Maybe use a strap, because if you see what happens when the strap is too narrow, the deltoids fall forward. Elaine, that's good. Stay there. Now, those of you just coming into it, obviously stay. Nancy, it looks on the left side slightly lower than the right from my point of view. Yes. Now, maybe not that high, but don't lift the trapezius up. Okay, now, all of you just drop the belt or the strap and see if you can sit there. Mary Beth, that's good. Just take the hands back on the roots of the thighs. Yeah, Elaine, you can return the hands to the roots of the thighs, relax the upper arms, and just imagine you were in a meditation retreat, and you're being asked to sit for some time, right? Could you sustain that locked in thoracic? Lock it in. Now, how do you know that your skin is locked in? Well, it has to do with the feeling of the skin right at the shoulder blades, the outer shoulder blades moving into the back body. Cinch right there, Mary Beth, where your hand is. Cinch in that skin. Cinch in that skin. Right from the outer shoulder blades into the median line that we'll work with later in Parsvahastasana. Now, this may seem easy breezy to you now, but imagine if you were seated for a long time. Now you can turn it around, you can face me, and then for your knees, Mary Beth, you know what, I'm just going to spotlight you. Can you just go back and put your hands in that same place? Hold on, everybody. Elaine, you also had a beautiful, let me just find my glasses. I haven't spotlighted people in a long time. Okay, so let's just see. So I'm gonna spotlight Mary Beth for a moment. All right, let's see, spotlight for everyone. Okay, Mary Beth, now, yeah, right where her thumbs are, that's the skin, cinch it, that's it, that's what I mean. Cinch in that skin, cinch it in. And then when you have that cinching in, then you know that you can sustain it for some time. Thank you, Mary Beth. Now, everyone just sit facing me again and just do the action that Mary Beth did so that you've seen it, and now I want you to get this. I cannot tell you that I have to think of this now. But when we were doing the meditation class, of which many of you attended, someone, I forget who, I know it was over here. I think it was, I can't think of her name now. Elaine, one of your many friends. She said, she had opened her eyes during meditation and she observed my posture, and I was still upright after 20 minutes. And I will tell you this, that of all the things that yoga has helped me with, I would say that is the most important one, that it's enabled me to sit upright for some time. So you can think of yoga being, you know, all these poses that we do learn. But in essence, remember, in the lifespan of yoga, there's meditation. And what we take away, you know, as we get older, is this lifelong ability to sit upright. So Mary Beth showed you a beautiful visual that I hope you will remember in her royal blue top, where her thumbs were. Cinch in that skin. Let the trapezius belong to the back. Lengthen up through the cervical spine. So much of life is sitting and standing with this good posture. Lock in the thoracic. Remember those thumbs that she showed you all, pinching in, cinching in. And of course, Elaine and others who have sat on long retreats know that this is necessary. And then when you're ready, gently allow your eyes to open. And now for the knees, Upavishta Konasana, Gail, be mindful, not too wide, just do a mild one, Upavishta, for the knees. Those of you who have bulky calves do indeed bifurcate them, adjust from the feet. We're just doing this is Upavishta Konasana, but of course we're doing this because we sat, that's it. And then lift up. Tom, be on some height, I think, underneath your buttocks so that your sacrum doesn't roll back. The other option in Nita Tom Suki is always at the wall. All right. Press the legs down. Open the backs of the knees. Yes, it's fine to take the arms up. I'm not able to take my arms up today because I got a flu shot and it's killing me. Okay, use your hands beside your hips and lift up. Take the head back, move, yeah, head back. All right, now we've done this before. Gail, again, I want you to be careful with this. You're going to do, and you'll see this later in Virabhadrasana 2 on the chair. Just simply place one leg, the right leg in Baddha Konasana, and leave the other one in its place. So right leg in Baddha Konasana with the sole of the right foot facing the left. These look good. See if you can get the knee down, the right knee down. And if the right knee is not down and need to simply lean to the right. Lean to, not everybody needs to lean to the right, but if your knee is not down, just lean a smidge, as I'm doing. Otherwise, you're upright. Good, Mary Beth. All right, now change sides, outstretch the right, bring the left leg into Baddha Konasana. Sole of the left foot facing the wall. If the left knee is up, then not a problem. Simply lean in, lean in. You have tight inner groins. If there's a knee issue, it might be that the knee is up. And then just lean into that left. Tom, what you could do now is, I think for this, sit on the blanket, but not at the wall and just lean in so that knee comes down. I think you might get a better chance for the knee to come down. Because this is just a method in which we do it this way and lean in, and it has its relevance to the 2 poses coming up. Okay, and now stretch out your legs. Now we did this some time ago, and I call it the hip shuffle. So I just want to, I'm going to ask you to watch, and I don't want you to get too caught up with form, so you won't need a blanket, although when we come to do Virabhadrasana, the seated twist, you will. So you can get a blanket now, and then let me quickly show this. So this is Dandasana, as you all know. I'll show from the profile, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is lean to the right. Doesn't matter which you could do, go to the left. And I'm going to hold my left foot and touch go with Virasana, right? And then I lean to the left and bring, I'll show you. So my leg is going into Virasana, but I'm not aiming to get my hips level. I mean, I'd like to get my hips level, but I'm not, you don't have to. So I lean to the right, take the left leg into Virasana, lean to the left, take the right leg. It's touch go. Now, the reason we're doing touch go is some of you have knee issues. If you just touch go, think of this more about, good Mary Beth, more for the hips and less about the knees. Okay, so go in and out of Virasana, one leg Virasana. Don't worry about, that's it, Elaine. Don't worry about the hips being level, although some of you have that. But do try to get the thigh parallel to the other leg and also the toes to point straight back. Good, Andy. Just go in and out. So it's not that we're not mindful of form, but we're just doing this. It's a really good hip shuffle for the hips. Easy on the knees. We're not staying all but a second. Okay. And then stretch out your legs well into Dandasana again. All right. Now we're going to do Bharadvajasana. So this is the pose that people, this can be tricky. So I'm just going to show you. Watch. So now I'm going to put the left leg in Virasana, and then I'll show from the side so you can see here's the top of my metatarsal, left foot. And then the left metatarsal is in the arch of the right foot. My legs are swung to the left because I'm turning to my right. But before we get to the turn, so this is one, now you can see I'm listing a bit. My legs are to the left, which yours will be, but I'm listing to my right. So then I have to employ a blanket underneath my buttock bones, not my thighs, so my hips are balanced. Can you all see that? So the legs are swung to the left, which I just showed you in profile, and I'm sitting on a blanket, a folded blanket, okay? That's it, Lubna, you have it. All right, you can show me in profile or facing on. And now keep this left thigh descending. Everybody, you see how it wants to hike up? Press it down. You have to be with that left foot, baby tuck. All right, now take the arms out to the side. And this is why Bharadvajasana, if it's hard on the knees, Anita, anyone, then you can do it in a chair, all right? You can also decentralize the knees to keep the thighs down. Take the arms out to the side, keep the trapezius moving down to the waist, and do a few times, about 8 times, and then finally you're going to turn the trunk to the right, bringing the right hand back to the left buttock bone and the left hand to your outer right thigh. Swing, swing, swing. Be aware of not listing to the right and lifting the outer left thigh up. Good. All right, now let's do it again. Come back to center. Knees can be apart. It's actually helpful to have the knees apart. And then take your arms out to the side about 8 times. Lock in that thoracic. Remember Mary Beth's image. And then sharp exhalation, turn. If it's hard, you can always sit in the chair and do chair Bharadvajasana, sitting in the chair. Anita, you can sit in the chair and do chair Bharadvajasana. Okay, and then come out, stretch out your legs. So if anyone's knees bother them, this is a pose we worked on so long. You do chair Bharadvajasana. You're sitting in the middle of the chair and you're turning. In this case, it'll be to the left. I'm just showing you the way we just did. Okay? So chair Bharadvajasana is probably the most important pose to know, right? Because it's always given for people who don't have knee issues. So using the backrest here of the chair to turn. Okay, now the legs are being swung. That's it, to the right. But go carefully. Go easily. So start in Dandasana, and then remember the hip shuffle. So now your right metatarsal is in the arch of your left foot. And then of course support, most people will need support underneath both buttock bones. Take support so your hips are balanced. Good, Luna. So you can do chair Bharadvajasana, Tom. So I want everyone, sit sideways in the chair. Yeah. And now take out the arms. And now swing the arms a bit, do this swinging action to lock in the thoracic. And then what I want you to do, and this is really interesting, is which side is easier to turn to the right or to the left? So now we're going to the left, sharp exhalation, wholeheartedly turn. Keep grounding that right thigh down. Aim to get the right hand on the outer left thigh and the left hand close to your right buttock bone. Okay, let's repeat it again. Arms out to the side. Those of you on the chair, you're using the backrest with your hands on the chair to turn some more to the left. And now wholeheartedly exhale, turn. Wholeheartedly. Mary Beth, that's good. So you're upright. You haven't listed to the left, right? When you turn to the left, that right shoulder should be in line with the hip. Okay, these look good. I will say that Bharadvajasana 1 is one of the best poses to do for any neck and shoulder issue. All right, and as I said before, none of you in this class requested neck and shoulders, but this came from a request from one of the students. Now stretch out your legs to Dandasana. All right. Now I'll give you some options with this one. So we're going to do this, and we've done this before, legs in Dandasana, and then this is Ardha Padmasana. I'm not even staying in it. You see, I just lean to my right and aim the right foot to the left one. I go in and out. It's again, a hip shuffle. So again, those of you with knee issues, chances are you won't get the foot as high up to the ground, but I'm not staying long, okay? I just shift, leaning in, aiming high, leaning in, aiming high. So Tom and Anita, just try this from the floor. And then I'll give you some options to do, all right? So on the floor, aiming high. You should feel this, yeah, and then Meredith, keep that knee on the floor the whole time. That's it, Nancy. Don't worry if the foot doesn't come to the top of the thigh. Good, Lubna. That's it. Yes, bend the leg, Elaine, hold the foot from underneath, go in and out. And think of this, don't think about the knee, think about the hip moving in its ball and socket joint 330 degrees like this. You see how I'm showing you from a different angle? It's all about Padmasana. Ardha Padmasana is about the hip, not the knee. That's it, Elaine. Go in and out. You can bend. Elaine, you don't even have to go that far to reach. Just lightly bend this guy and then bring him in. A lot easier, right? So lean, bend him and bring him in. Yes. So I want you to feel it like a lubrication. It should feel really good. All right. Now, once you've gotten that, the other option I will say is, and I hope you remember, that to do it at the wall with the pelvis on a bolster because you're raising the height. So that's brilliant because when you raise the height up, the foot has less space to go. So is that clear? Just shake your heads if you know what I'm talking about. I hope. All right, I think I better show it because some of you aren't shaking your head. All right, so I'm going to show this. Watch. I'm going to the side wall. So if what we just did was hard, then this is what I want you to practice during the week. You swing your legs up on the bolster at a wall, okay? And then now I've raised my pelvis up, so therefore the length between the groin and the foot has diminished. And then just like you all were doing, I go in and out. I'm not even there for a second. I go in and out. If the foot comes to the top of the thigh, so be it. But over time, it'll eventually come to the groin. All right, now, this is what we're going to do. So now we're coming into Bharavajasana 2. The other pose was Bharavajasana 1. Have a blanket nearby. This is our last one. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. So I'm bringing my left leg into Virasana. You all know Virasana, you know. Virasana, I'm on the top of the shin. Then I lean in the way you just did. And don't worry if the foot comes here. Don't worry, you can even have the foot on the floor, all right? So for some of you that have knee issues, the foot will be on the floor. Others of you, your left leg will be in Virasana and your right leg will be in Padmasana, but the knee will be down. And then if your buttocks are listing, then support your buttocks with the blanket, okay? So those of you, so this is the other option for the foot not being on the thigh is this. The foot is on the floor. So Anita, you can try that or do what Tom is doing. Go to the wall or a surface where you can just do what I just showed. Take Tom, just stay what you're doing. And Anita, you can join Tom doing what I just showed, the leg coming down on the wall. So this way everyone can move on. All right, so now when you're ready, that's it, Elaine. Elaine, keep the knee down or bring it onto the floor, Elaine. Drop it, yeah, that's fine, Elaine. Okay, now take your arms out to the side, just like we did. It's the same, so here's the thing. In Bharavajasana 1 is a different leg position than Bharavajasana 2. Now Bharavajasana 2, one leg's in Virasana, the other's in Ardha Padmasana. Now swing, wholeheartedly turn. Now see if you can catch your right Padmasana foot with your right hand. Right hand is catching, Lubna. I think you froze. and turn. If you can't catch the foot, don't worry about it. Obviously, if your foot's on the floor, Anita, don't stay long. Go in and out. Now come back one more time. Take your arms out to the side, and wholeheartedly turn. See if you can catch the foot. Of course, you could put a belt across that right foot to catch it. Okay, now give a good stretch to your legs, my friend, either in Dandasana, which opens the backs of the knees, or Gail do Dandasana. Others of you, Elaine, Nancy, you can do Upavishta, just to change it up. Andrea, Upavishta is fine. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. All right, so I'm just trying to accommodate those of you whose legs don't come into the art of Padmasana. Okay, now we're going to go to the left. So which leg goes into Virasana? Your right. Not that I can hear you, but your right foot. Right leg's in Virasana. Lubna, you have it now. It froze. And then left foot, Padmasana. See how, so Elaine, keep that knee on the floor. And if the foot, Elaine, doesn't come up, then that's it, my friend. You got it. Okay, so you're either here or here. This is a moving along. It's not a bad thing to have the foot, Andrea, on the floor. It's all good. All right, now take your arms. So the Bharadvajasanas are often taught for neck and shoulder issues. Okay, now wholeheartedly, again, see which side is a little bit more challenging to turn to, and turn. See if you can let your left hand catch your left foot. Now, of course, the left hand can't catch the left foot if it's not an Ardha Padmasana. Okay, and then one more time, wholeheartedly turn. One more time, wholeheartedly turn. That's it, Suki, wholeheartedly turn and catch. The movement will help you catch. Well done. Okay. Now come back to center, and everybody stretch out their legs in Upavishta Konasana. So we're doing Upavishta Konasana because of the knees. And then sit up, and then you're going to take your arms up, but I'm just going to keep my arms down by the side. Arms up, reach up, arms straight. And then Tom, see if you can really sit up and get the chest perpendicular so you're on the frontal edge of those buttock bones. Don't spill the pelvis back. On the buttock points. And then you're reaching up. Now, when you're reaching up, do you see how harder it's much harder to lock in what Mary Beth did? Cinch in that skin and keep the inverted triangle, that trapezius muscle, the skin moving to the waist. Because it wants to do this when the arms are up. Oh, my shoulders are lifting, the trapezius is lifting. Lock in, have the memory, good, of the strap or the dowel or your thumbs there. Okay, and now take the arms down. All right, now to untwist ourselves, we're going to do dog pose. Elaine, you can just do a chair squat at the wall, just for symmetry, whether you're standing away from the wall. Okay, and then then you can do Elaine Utkatasana, and then you'll be fine. All right, so we're coming into, that's it, Nancy. Stand with the feet apart. Yeah, Elaine, you can put a block between your thighs. So we're standing at the top of the mat now, everybody. Standing at the top of the mat, getting ready to do dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, when you're ready, arms up. Exhale, jump back, or Suki, jump, 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 or step back. Elaine, when you need to come up, okay, that's it. Show me in profile. Do this again to untwist the body, having done good, Andrea, the twist, and also to open the back. So we're in dog pose. That's it. Luna, that's fine. Okay. Press the outer thighs back. Sink the heels down. Sink those heels down. Beautiful. Luna, you can go back and forth for your thoracic and armpits. Suki, that looks good in the armpits. Really good. Elaine, a few times Utkatasana, then if you want, you can jump, jump, jump. Okay, these look good. You need to come down, Suki, that's good. The pumping action is good. Tom, I think the hands underneath your blocks would be good. Yeah, blocks underneath your hands, rather. Sorry. Gail, that's it. All right. Resist your inner heels away. Remember what we worked on shin-centric last week? Suck the outer shins in. Okay, and now walk your feet toward your hands and inhale, up you come. Okay, so this is considered therapeutic work for shoulders and neck. Elaine, you can join us for this. And you probably saw Peggy do this a few days ago. So I'll show this. So I'm going to stretch out my right arm, and I'm not going to have it fully extended. It's actually slightly bent. My elbow is slightly bent. Why is it bent? So I can turn the inner upper right arm. So we're doing 3 different hand positions. The first one is the fingers are pointing up. We'll stay about a minute. Then we're going to rotate the fingers back 45 degrees, and then the fingers will be pointing down. Now with each hand position, you have to be mindful of not lifting the right shoulder up, and be aware of the shoulder blade of that right, with the arm that we're doing as we're moving through the hand positions. Okay, so first of all, see that your hand is not forward of your shoulder. That's the most important thing. And it's slightly bent. The hand is in line with the shoulder. It can be slightly behind, but not slightly forward. And with a slightly bent right arm, turn the upper biceps from the inside out. And now press the hand into the wall to straighten the arm. Now imagine you're looking at your right shoulder blade from behind. That right shoulder blade should be flat on the back. Find out, in straightening your right arm, did you lift the right shoulder up? Anita, your hand has to be a little bit higher so that the hand is in line with the shoulder. And I think you would come closer to the wall would help. All right, stay there. So you start with a slightly bent arm, wide to turn the upper arm from the inside out, and then fully extend the arm, pressing the palm, good Mary Beth, into the wall. Now, just imagine, close your eyes, and I want you to feel your shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade on your back. Can you get that feeling of the skin right here at the outer right shoulder blade, like Mary Beth showed, moving in? So this is Parsvahastasana. Now, drop the right arm down, release. All right, now you're going to take the fingers so that they're pointing at a 45-degree angle. Same thing, start with slightly bent arm. Slightly bent. See that your hand's in line with your shoulder. Now turn the arm from the inside out, the inner upper arm, and then fully extend. So you start with bent, and bend is to turn the skin, and then fully reach out, and then fix the shoulder blade. Good, Lubna, on the back. Fix the shoulder blade. Now the palm is turned out. It will feel different. The shoulder blade with the palm turned out feels slightly different, probably wider for most of you. Now release the hand down, and then third and final position on the right side with the fingers pointing down. So hand in line with the shoulder, slightly bent arm to turn the skin, and then extend the arm out. That's it. Okay. So see that your hand is ideally in line with your shoulder. Some of you have a little, Nancy, it looks from my angle, it's a little bit low to me, but maybe a little, but yes, but in taking it higher, don't lift the right shoulder. Lift the chin up so you're not ducking the chin down. Well done. All right, now release the hand. So this is, yeah, Elaine, so it's interesting to, so when you shake the hand, is that, why, ask yourself why you're shaking it. Because one of the things is, for some people, if they have a nerve issue, then the hand being flat can be not ideal. Then I would have them, you know, it's a little bit harder setup to kind of, you know, make a circle with their hand or hold something like a knob. But I hope that wasn't a nerve involved. Okay, left side, shoulder. All right, left side, take it now. See that your hand, everybody, is no higher. Have the feet hip width apart. It's better for your back, good Andrea. See that your hand is, and see that your arm is not forward of the shoulder. If anything, it's slightly back. All right, now so slightly bent arm, turn the inner upper biceps, and now straighten that left arm. But as you straighten it, don't lift the shoulder up. I'm pointing out all the pitfalls. Don't lift the shoulder up. That's it. Lubna, that's good. Arm is straight. Arm is straight. Observe like you're, imagine you were tracing your left shoulder blade with tracing paper. That shoulder blade should, that left shoulder blade should be fixed on your back. Fixed. Observe how the shoulder blade slightly changes its position on the back. All right, now release the arm, let it go. All right, second position, fingers pointing 45 degrees back. See that your hand is in line with the shoulder, slightly bent arm. That's it, Andrew. Turn the upper biceps. Now, as you strain it, don't lift the shoulder up, and observe the left shoulder blade flat on the back. I'm just repeating the same instructions, obviously. This is really helpful for people who have neck issues and shoulder issues. Get the shoulder blade. It might feel a little bit wider now, going to the median line out to the outer side of the left rib cage. Not rib cage, but outer armpit. You then release the arm, and then the final one with the fingers pointing down. Again, start with the hand in line with the shoulder, slightly bend arm to turn the upper arm, and then extend the arm to the wall and find that shoulder blade flat on the back. Watch the left shoulder. Let it move away from your ear. Good. And it's fine, Mary Beth, to take the other arm into that sort of back arm into Gomukhasana to feel it. It's always good to use your other hand to access that shoulder blade. It's a good idea. Okay, and now release both arms. All right, now we're going to do Utkatasana, so you can stand in profile. So Utkatasana, you know this pose. I'm not going to take my arms up, but you will. Utkatasana is this pose. All right, so we're getting ready, and I'd like you to do it with movement. So 6 times, aiming to get the thighs parallel to the floor. Do it 6 times with movement. All right, raise the arms up, and then you're going in and out. Feet are apart or together. Sit down. Elaine, that's it. Sit down. Shins back. Heels need to be down. Go down. Come up, and then go down again. This is preparation for warrior 2. Look outward versus at the floor. Good, Elaine. Look outward. Mary Beth, good. Sit down. Don't let the knees collide. At least 3. Lubna, you can go down a little more. Abdomen back. That's it, Andrea, with movement. That's it, Suki. Go down, go down, go down. If your arms, Anita, coming forward of your ears, take the arms out to the side. That's always decentralized. Look outward, not so much down. Your legs are moving down, but don't you look down. Another time if you can. We're not staying long. It's much easier with movement. Suk, see if you can get the chest more perpendicular. Okay, and now inhale up you come. All right, now everyone have a chair, ideally a yoga chair, but don't worry if you don't. You can do it in a regular chair. Lubna, you have a chair or anything, or if you don't have a chair, Lubna, you'll do it freestanding. Don't worry. So let me just show you this. So I don't usually teach this pose this way, but after we did the lesson on the groins, I thought this would be interesting. So I'm on the seat of the chair, right in the middle. I should have worn a different color. All right, now, this is the famous Warrior 2, is it not? But I'm making my life a lot easier because I don't have to, I'm not using any effort. So tall people need a blanket on the chair seat. So you see how this is a Baddha Konasana leg. Lubna, okay, you have a chair, because I was gonna say otherwise you could do it freestanding. But here's the thing, when you do it on the chair, when we do it freestanding, the back leg tends to buckle. So I'm pressing the root of my left thigh back. Remember, Elaine, your chest is facing me. It's Warrior 2, not Warrior 1. You see? And my right armpit is over my right hip. Okay, this is so interesting, Mary Beth. Do you see how you're slightly the right arm? You see? And this is why on the chair, it brings out all the, what's the word? Well, it reveals the restriction in the groins.
It's the truth.
That is, it brings, yes, the truth. All right, so get situated. Get broadness across your pubic plate. Remember, we worked on this. The right knee is directly over the ankle, and your chest is absolutely perpendicular. Some of you, watch your inner right knee. Many of you are letting that inner knee collide. All right, let's see this. You should be able to hold this quite some time because think about it, we're not doing it freestanding, right? So there's not a lot of energy. Gail, see what's happening to the back leg. You could bring it in closer, but can you grip your quadricep? If you can't, don't worry about it. Okay. Tom, can you straighten your back leg? So this is what happens, you know, it's hard to keep the back leg straight. Elaine, you might have to raise this chair seat if you're uncomfortable. That would help. Okay, come back and then change sides. All right, so this is interesting because for some of you, you can see the chair is harder than doing it freestanding.
I can't do it on the chair on that side because then my knee goes out. It pops out.
Which
I can't
knee?
get the straight knee, the long knee. It's weird. It pops it out because I think I can't put enough pressure on the right place. I don't know.
Can you put maybe a sneaker on the lane and bring weight to the baby toe side of the foot?
Okay, I'll try.
All right, so here we are. Elaine, that's good, Andrea. Chest, so you can see, listen, look at, so you're seeing me. Can you see how this reveals the left groin restriction? Do you see that on me? I'm over exaggerating a little, but now the chest has to be upright. So what's interesting, good Lubna, what's interesting about doing Warrior 2 on the chair, it reveals all the restrictions. Mary Beth, this is much better. Good Lubna. Tom, I know this will be hard, but if this is unbearable to you, then go back, and that's why we did it. We did, do you remember, Tom? We did the Baddha Konasana, Upavishta Konasana. That might be easier, or simply do Warrior 2 freestanding, as we did, I know you weren't here. Okay, but this takes a lot more effort than sitting on the chair. Okay, well done, come up. All right, now we're going to do Warrior 1, last one in the chair, which I just love doing Warrior 1 in the chair. So watch, you'll put your Rasho in profile. So now I'm facing in the direction of my right leg. The right knee is over the ankle. And then this back leg is straight. It always wants to bend. But you see now, here's the beauty. I can use the backrest of the chair to get my chest upright. When you don't do it on a chair, you all know Warrior 1, we do it ad nauseum, freestanding. We don't have the backrest, so this is what happens. So now I'm holding the backrest of the chair and making my chest upright. That's it, Elaine. Now be on the ball of the back foot. Although you don't have to be, Mary Beth. If you can have the back foot down, fine. But most people will have to be, Gail, this is good. Knee over ankle, much easier on this side. Steer your chest. That's it, Sue. Okay, these look really good now. Now, here's the thing, Andrea. Nancy, hold this backrest and let the elbows go out to the side. Now, get those shoulder blades flat on the back. Do you feel that cinching in now that Mary Beth showed? It's very obvious now. All right, now, release the hands from the backrest. Have faith. Outstretch the arms. Turn the palms up. Find the shoulder blades, and those who can, lift up. Take the arms overhead. If you can't stretch the arms overhead, go out to the side or place them at the backrest. And now come out slowly, good Lubna, and change sides. Well done. So one of the advantages of doing the 2 warrior poses, Warrior 2 and Warrior 1 on the chair, is that you can spend a longer time in them and work on the legs and work on the arms and the trunk. That's the advantage. All right, situate yourself in the chair. Back to Warrior 1. Back foot can be flat, Mary Beth. Those of you taller can put a blanket on the chair seat. A blanket on the chair seat. Now hold the backrest. Hold the backrest. All right, now get those shoulder blades. Coil in, coil in. Coil in, shoulder blades flat, shoulder blades flat. Then extend your wings, shoulder blades flat. Turn the palms up, shoulder blades flat. And now extend the arms up, straight arms. Use the arms to make the chest perpendicular. And see how long you can stay, because Tom, I think you need support underneath the chair because there should be no gap between the back of your thigh and the chair. That will make it very hard. That's it, Gail. Okay, now take the arms down. Well done indeed. So let me just say this. It's not like I'm asking you to use less effort and making it easy on the chair. Do you see how you can access a part of your body that's more difficult to access when you're doing it freestand? So well, everybody take the chair to the wall. We're going to do upward facing dog in a moment. But let's do this just to make a comparative study here. Let's go and do warrior 2 to the right, freestanding. Just what we did on the chair, and then we'll do warrior 1. So you get an idea of how much more it takes more effort. Gail, just go less wide. All right, have the feet together, jump or step the feet wide apart. All right, turn the right leg out. All right, chest is facing me. And now, since we did Utkatasana, we were on the chair, have the memory. Knee over ankle, thigh parallel, chest upright. Warrior 2, freestanding, which takes more it takes effort. You see how much longer you could adjust everything on the chair, and then come up, go wide, turn the left leg out. Look at the foot. We worked on all this last week, and then sit down. Go down. Chest is upright. Chest is in the middle. And now come up. All right, now we're going to warrior 1, legs out to the side. All right, now use the arms in the way we did Bharadvajasana. Love this. Wholeheartedly turn the right leg out and wholeheartedly use the arms to bring the trunk to face the right leg. To face the right leg, that's it. Now sit down and take the arms up. Warrior 1, to the right, that's it. Have the memory of that chair as though you were staying for 2 minutes. Gail, that's fine. And now inhale up, you come. All right, now we're going to the left. Turn the left foot out, 90, and then swing the arms out to the side. Wholeheartedly turn so that your chest is facing the left leg. And now sit down. Back heel needs to be down, good little bit. And then go down, then use the arms to go up. But don't come out of the right angle. Mary Beth, that's good right angle. All right, now come up. All right, now we're doing upward facing dog with the chair on the wall, against the wall, so it's safe. And since you all had your hands on the backrest in warrior 1, you're gonna now place the hands on the edge of the chair, come into what I call like a half dog pose, and aim to get your hips right up against the chair on the balls of the feet. Make your chest upright into upward facing dog. And we'll do 6 of them, all right? With the high height of the chair. All right, so start in this half Uttanasana, and then 6 times using movement. Aim to get the roots of the thighs up and good. Back leg straight. Remember that warrior 1 back leg. Do 6 to 8 times. You need not stay. As we get older, it's better to work with movement and not much holds, not long holds. Tom, you could be on the tops of the feet. You can switch over now, Mary Beth, to the tops of the feet. Those of you who did a few rounds on the balls of the feet, come on to the tops of the feet. Tops of the feet, tops of the feet. Good, that's it. That's it, Andrew. Back and forth. If you can do 8, beautiful. Now on the last 2, 6, 7, 8 or so, bring the shoulder blades right on the back again. Keep the trapezius. Work on all the actions I gave you today. Trapezius moving down. Lock in the thoracic spine. Lock it in. Okay, well done. All right, now we're going to do a few more with the blocks at the wall. Who can demonstrate with the blocks at the wall? Elaine? Anyone? From Elaine? Mary Beth? Just show your hand with the blocks. Okay, Mary Beth's gonna do it. Okay, so I haven't spotlighted anyone in this pose for a long time, but we need to work on this because You know, if there ever was a, you know, I don't teach a lot of back bends, and many of you know that, but upward facing dog in the chair back bend, I would say at least once a week. Okay, so I'm going to spotlight Mary Beth so everyone will watch her in a second. Okay.
Ronnie,
right.
I haven't done this in a while, so walk me through.
I will, no worries. All right, so first of all, yeah, so notice how she has her blocks. They're the long side up against the wall. Now, hook the thumb, Mary Beth, on the inch. Yes, hook that nice thumb. All right, now take a quick down dog. Elaine, you don't have to, as you know, come into down dog. You don't even have to, you could just come into it from a prone. Okay, now, for you, Mary Beth, since we have been on the tops of the feet and on the balls of the feet in Virasana, quickly come onto the tops of the feet and drag your pelvis closer in. Yes, use your arms. Yes, in dragging the pelvis closer in, the legs can bend. That's it. Now coil in, coil up. Coil, bring the shoulder blades flat on the back and then look up, Mary Beth, because we did a few already. Get that coiling. That's a good pose. Notice how her lower spine, we want to get as close to perpendicular to the floor. Take it one more time, Mary Beth. Let me see. Go back. All right, now flick onto the tops of the feet. That's that Virasana. Now use your arms to drag. Yes, make your chest now parallel to the wall. That's it, and chest upright. Do you see her back arm muscle, her tricep? It's a really good pose to strengthen your triceps. Thanks, Mary Beth. Okay, I'd like to see everyone do at least 3, if you have it. And then we'll do something else. Let's see. So I'm unspotlighting Mary Beth, I hope. Did I do that? Okay, so now you're on your own, everyone. Okay, so you're on dog pose, and then you're coming into up dog, up dog. Come onto the tops of the feet, have faith. If it's challenging, Anita, anyone, go back to using the chair. That's it, be on the tops of the feet. Now remember, Tom, the tops of the thighs don't touch the floor. Gail, that's fine to be on the toes. Remember, your legs are not on the floor. Go back, Nancy. Let me see one more time. Elaine, good. These look good. If it's very challenging, then I'm begging you to use your chair. It's a good idea. If it's much easier to use your chair, and what I would say is not easier. If you can't get your chest upright, use the chair. Lubna, good. Turning the palms out, Lubna, helps. Suki, good. Turning the palms out on the seat of the chair. Okay. Nance, do down dog now instead of the child's pose. Okay, so I am correct, and we do need to work on this, which is fine. All right, now just come and take a glance. Mary Beth, do I still have you on Spotlight? No, okay. So watch. I don't know why I'm not getting me. All right. So what I'd like you to do is do a chair back bend. This is our last back bend. And again, the chair is at the wall. And you can use your blanket, I'm going to show, on the chair. So let me get this away from the wall so you can see it. All right. So I have the smooth edge side flush with the chair seat. And then I'm sitting in it, but just imagine I'm at the wall. I think it's just easier for demonstration to show without the feet at the wall. And then look, I'm getting my chest upright like warrior one. So what I'd like everyone to be able to do at this point in our careers is to have an effortless upward facing dog, the pose we just did, and this chair back bend. And then you recline backward. Watch everybody. And then I have the hands to the joint of the chair. I move the shoulder blades slightly off the chair, and then I extend one leg, then the other. And then for some of you, you can even take your arms to the lower rungs to coil in, coil up. The other thing that's helpful, as I talked about, is taking your hands to the back of the neck, spreading and lengthening before you take the hands to the joint or underneath the chair. To come up and bend the legs, press the elbows down, and come up. Okay, so I'm going to the screen now, and I'll take you. So it's probably best for you to have your chair up against the wall. I didn't do that only because I I think it's easier to show it. Okay, so now I'm watching everyone. All right, so sitting upright in the chair, use your hands on the sides of the chair and lift your chest up. Lift your chest up. All right, now scoot a little bit toward the wall, recline back. Recline back. All right. And then hold the joint of the chair like you did in Warrior. The feet should be on the floor. Andrew, you might need to have the chair, keep the legs bent then, so the legs don't come off the floor, or use blocks for your heels. Okay, then then you're reclining back. Take the shoulder blades off the seat of the chair, extend one leg, then the other, keep the legs straight. Yeah, that's fine, we're gonna do that. So coil it. Lumina, that's really good. Hold your back. If you're getting any neck pain, either come out or hold the back of your head at the occiput, spread the skin and lengthen. Okay, now to come up beautifully and gracefully, hold the sides of the chair. Yes, it's fine to take the arms overhead. Some of you are doing that, Elaine, Mary Beth. All right, hold the sides of the chair, bend the legs, inhale, and up you come. All right, well done. And now, Gail, we're going to do what you're doing. So now slowly, listen everyone, most of you are in a chair. Let's all do now, because everyone has to know how to do chair Bharavajasana. So some of you were doing chair Bharavajasana this way, Anita and Tom using the backrest. Okay, but now you're already in the chair. So you're doing chair Bharavajasana, sitting in the chair, turning to the right, and then turning to the left, okay? Chair Bharavajasana, sitting in the chair, not sideways to the chair. These are two, Bharavajasana in the chair, Bharavajasana without the chair, the poses we need to know. Good, Elaine. That's it, and twist. Do a few times, to the right, to the left. After a back bend, it's really good. So now, Tom, you can either sit, so you're either sitting, so if you have a yoga chair, you sit with the legs in the chair and then turning, or you could sit sideways. There's just two options, yeah. That's good, Luna, and then you're just turning around. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do after you've turned is Supta Padangusthasana 1. So you're on your back, you'll have a belt. I'm going to do 1, 4, and 2. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, 1, 4, and 2. So Supta Padangusthasana, everyone. You're on your back. Feet can be ideally at the wall, which is the very best way to do it. Now, what I will say, those of you, Mary Beth, Elaine, after, if you want to, you could, those of you, this is what I'm going to do. Before you get settled, watch everyone. If you found the chair, this is so I can take some of you a step further. If you found that chair back then easy breezy, then after you do 1, 4, and 2, which you'll all do, then some of you could do this, watch. You could hook, obviously, right or left leg around the backrest. Then I go back to the chair back bend and take the leg up. Now, why would I put this here now? Because you'll have stretched your right, left leg in Supta 1. So I'll give you that as an option. Those of you who are not returning to Ekapada Viparita Dandasana chair, I will address you accordingly. Okay, so Supta 1, now you're ready. So you're on your back, Supta 1. Everybody knows Supta 1. That's it. That's it. Now go to your maximum. Why not? Because some of you were going to take the leg, Mary Beth, imagine the backrest of the chair, and the leg is not resting on the backrest, the leg is not resting on the back of your thigh. Move the leg. If you have a hamstring issue, then of course you're not moving the leg that far. That's it, Andrea. Go to your maximum. Gail, we're going to do that soon too. Yeah, figure 4. That's it. Root of the left thigh down. Now come into 4, either figure 4 or the classic, where you're holding that's it. Putting your right foot in the crook of your left elbow and holding the right leg underneath, or taking your right arm behind and holding the foot. Do what your hip allows you to do. That's it, Luna. That's 4. Good, Elaine. Lift the shin up, Elaine, so there's space behind the back of your shin and the thigh. Beautiful. Now from 4, go to 2, which is beautiful. Out to 2, out to the side. Gail, be careful on 2. Either stay in 4 or go back to 1, Gail. Because 2 can be an issue. So out to the side, yes. Stay on the median line, Nancy. Don't go with that right leg. So resist through your left arm, left leg. Decentralize your left leg. It'll be easier for you to balance. Beautiful. That's it. Well done. Okay, now the same thing, 1, 4, and 2 on the left side. And then those of you, Mary Beth, Elaine, or anyone, for that matter, who wants to do the one-legged chair back bend, will do. Many of you probably had enough. We'll do Supta Baddha Konasana. Gail, I'll have something else for you, maybe. Okay, we've had enough. Okay, all right. Now, Supta 1, left side. Good. Lubna, that's it. Lubna, you will try the chair back bend as well, even on that crazy chair. Okay. Go to your maximum. Stay with it, Andrea. Hold the big toes, sides of the foot, Elaine, sides of the foot, Mary Beth. Okay. Good, Suki, that leg is straight. Now 4. So there's 3 options for 4. Figure 4, hooking underneath. We went over this, we did this pose a lot this semester. That's it, Tom. Stay with figure 4. If the outer left hip is tight, stay good, Nancy. Stay with figure 4. Elaine, good to do it, Wall. That's really good. These look good. Anita, I would probably do the figure 4 this way. Be on this side because of the, do just the make your life easier and just cross the left leg over the right. So you can access the external lateral rotators. Yes, that way. Then you'll get into that hip. And now go to 2. Go to 2, my friends. Go to 2. I think I'll change my mind. Those of you who are going to do the chair back bend repeat with 1 leg up will do that. Others of you, after Supta 2, will do Supta 3, where you cross, you'll start with the right leg and cross the right leg over to the left. I'll show that in a second. Okay, so the back bend people, get ready. Now, others of you, look, you're going to take your right leg up. So this is for those of you who found that chair back bend rather easy breezy. Cross the right leg a little bit over the left, stay on the median line. That's Supta Padangusthasana 3. Otherwise, you're back in the chair back bend. So those of you still lying on your back, do Supta Padangusthasana 3. Others of you are trying the chair back bend. Lubna, that's fine. You just have to bring the, you'll just have to hold, just make sure you don't fall off the chair. All right. You can do Suki that, or you can do chair Bharavajasana is good after. Okay, now Nancy, take the right to the left. Good, Mary Beth. Now keep the leg straight. Now, Mary Beth, what you could do, because to move the leg further, then you can belt the leg. That's a possibility. All right? All right. Elaine, that's it. You don't have to stay long in the chair back bend. Yes, the arms can be overhead if you have a long loop, or you could have the small loop around the foot, Mary Beth, and 1 long tail. That's good, Lubna. So that the issue now is getting the right leg more perpendicular. Elaine, let's see when you're ready. All right, chair back bend people, come up or bend the legs, inhale up you come, and change sides. Good, Andrea. Supta Padangusthasana 3. Yeah, that's it, Mary Beth, with the small loop and 1 tail. It's the other way you could, small loop, no, you could do a small loop for the foot and then long tail. Others are, yeah, Nancy can do Supta Baddha Konasana now, it's good. Suki, Supta Swastikasana is good. They're all good. Elaine, that's it. Nina, good. That's it. Moving now, take the leg a little bit more to the chest side if you can. That's it. And really use your right foot to roll the thigh in and push the foot into the wall. Yes, bend to straight, Andrea, is fine. Really good. All right. Now slowly come out. Bend your legs, the back bend people. Bend the legs. Now hold the back rest, lead with your chest, and slowly come out. All right. Now, this is what we'll do. To end the class, again, this is not for everyone. For those of you who found the Bharadvajasana 2, which is one leg's in Virasana, one leg's in Padmasana, easy, that was easy, then see if you can come into Padmasana. Now, this is not, again, for everyone, but if you found Bharadvajasana 2 easily, perhaps you could come into Padmasana, where the feet are in the opposite groins, okay? Others of you can simply sit in Baddha Konasana, which will feel good also after back bends. So oftentimes when Patricia teaches back bends, or when teachers teach back bends, they will teach Baddha Konasana seated. Tom, Anita, you can do it at the wall with some height underneath the buttocks, or Padmasana. It should, Mary Beth should have a good feel after the back bends. That's good, Luna. Yes. Elaine, it looks like the right, the left leg, there's some restriction I'm seeing there. And that left hip right there, right where, yeah. Okay, so Suk, you can be Baddha Konasana. Those are the feet together. Good, that's it, Nancy. Or Padmasana. And now compact the hips, especially actually in Padmasana, there's a natural compacting of the hips, which is why it's often used to end the class after back bend. Now, those of you in Padmasana, simply stretch out your legs. And of course, now you have to do the other side. Lean in and then take the other leg in. Turn the thigh. Keep the knee down on the leg. And then those of you in Baddha Konasana can stay in Baddha Konasana. Yeah, Mary Beth, when that foot comes up, see if that knee can stay down. All right, let's see, Luna. Keep the knee down, hold the, that's it, in that manner. Yeah. And then bring the fingertips to the, that's good. So there's a natural compacting in the hips in Padmasana, which is why it's given after back bends to restore that natural compacting of the top of the sacrum. All right, now, when you're ready, stretch out your legs, and we're going to do Chatuspadasana with the chair, since everyone has a chair, but I want everyone to support their shoulders. So watch, I'm putting the blanket for my shoulders, and my feet will go on the chair, and I'm gonna hold these lower rungs. So watch. We haven't done it in a while in this time. Okay, so let me back up here so you can see it. So I'm not putting my head on the white blanket. It's just my shoulders, you see? Shoulders are on, head is off. I've taken time to adjust my cervical, trapezius skin moving down. I'm holding the lower rungs of the chair. I keep the chair pressing down. My heels are on the seat of the chair. The toes are up. And then I'm going to lift the backs of my thighs up. You can do a few times up and down, or you can go up the way I did one time and hold it, okay? So the aim is to get the chest upright like we did in Warrior One and Urdhva Mukha. All right, this is a really good way to do Chatuspadasana because the legs are elevated, and when the legs are on something, it's easier to get the chair. Mary Beth, I think you can move the chair in a little bit. So I want you to be able to hold, yeah. Because if the chair is too far back, then the chest won't wind up as perpendicular. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, if your feet are sliding, put a little mat remnant piece on the seat of the chair. Chair can be at wall, Tom, but make sure, so Tom, set your shoulder blanket so it's nice and even on the shoulders because it's kind of sliding to your head side. Luna, that's good. Now get your chest upright. Luna, this is really good. Yes, your arms are reaching out. Let's see, Elaine, Nance. Andrea, that's it. The shoulders are on, the head is off. It's such a good way to do it. Anita, your chair also can be closer in. You should be able to hold the bottom rungs of the chair, because otherwise you won't get the shape of Setu Bandha. If the chair is too far back, you don't get the shape. Now lift the mid buttock up, Mary Beth. Good, Andrea. Mid buttock, Mary Beth. Mid buttock. That's it. Right at the middle portion of the buttocks. Don't let that drop. Tom, good. Elaine, that's good. You can come down and go up and down. Up and down. It's really good for your glute muscles. To make it harder, Elaine, you can put, if you want to, yes, you can do it from the floor up, yes, which is the next step. Or you can put a block between your thighs. Those of you who have a block nearby, you can always put it in your thighs so that the thighs don't splay out. Anita, that's it. The chair is, you have to be able to hold the chair. The chair is too far away, you become like a flat line. All right, now get rid of the, go up in that way, Mary Beth. Now everybody feet on the floor and repeat the same pose and understand why you did it. So that legs elevated makes the chest, Lubna, more perpendicular. Now bring the legs on the floor, Lubna, and let me see the classic way. Support your shoulder blades, Elaine, that's good. Block nearby can be good, or egg, Andrea, and up you go. Lubna, get the shoulders right on that green. All right, now no chair, and now make your chest upright. Do you see him? Do you see? It's much harder, right? It feels like you're more of a flat line, right? More of a flat line. Andrew, that's fine to interlace the hands behind the back. That's a way in which you can do it. Lift up, Nance, that's it. But Lindsay, instead of lifting up, see if you can initiate the lifting up from the leg side versus the chest side. I don't know if you felt that. So go from feet, backs of thighs, mid buttock, in that order. It's different because otherwise if you lead from the chest, the head will slide in toward the head side. We have to work on Chatuspadasana. It's such a good utilitarian pose. Mary Beth, make sure your shoulders are, I think, a little bit more even with the smooth edge side of that beige blanket. Okay, and then down you come. All right, we'll work on that some more. It is a rather, it's a rather, you know, people just find that pose, it's a lot of effort to do. Now, to make your life easier, just put your lower legs on the seat of the chair and we'll do Shavasana in that manner. Very easeful Shavasana. So one of the things that you perhaps observed in this sequence, we started out somewhat therapeutically for neck and shoulders and head, but then we wound up with back bends. Because one of the good things about back bends is the arms aren't overhead, and so you did take the arms overhead in the chair back bend, but back bends can be very helpful to train the neck and the shoulder blades and the thoracic. So once again, adjust your arms out to the side and cinch in that thoracic spine. So now when you're resting on your back body, your spine should not feel like it's sinking into the floor, but rather to the degree that you have that image in your mind of Mary Beth's thumbs on her shoulder blades, do that in such a way, but it's not an aggressive effort. So you're doing the same thing that Mary Beth that you all did, but without like a sense of effort. And then just settle back. And just have this sense of gratitude that you showed up today and were able to do this back bend work. Calming your body now, calming your mind, allowing any inner chatter to go down, and allowing the wisdom and the compassion to go up. See if you can abandon the shoulds, the coulds, would-haves. And relax once again into the here and now. Relaxing your views wholeheartedly. Let yourself once again resonate with your inner landscape. Resonating inwardly and with each other. Knowing that it's a privilege to sit, to do Shavasana together in this co-created community or Sangha. Allow yourself to feel gratitude. Not so much in the context of being grateful for something, but directing your attention to the feeling inside you of feeling grateful. And I was really struck by a Dharma, and that was on the, I guess you'd say, daily Dharma from Narayan from the Zenat yesterday, like you had attended that. She talked about connection to yourself via the means of compassion and not compliance. So throughout the day, just notice the number of times the shoulds and the need to come up. Could do's, all these things one feels that they need to be compliant. And see if you can replace those things with connecting to your inner landscape through compassion and, of course, ultimately through wisdom. So I think it's a small class, and I just feel inclined to connect with you, talking about connection. So I think I'll end a little bit earlier, and those of you who want to stay and connect to the others, I know Tom and Rita haven't been here, and I haven't seen many of you. So let's do that. Let's just come, and if you need to go, of course, then feel free. But this is rather important in the context of the class. Bloom is in Aqaba, so you will have to unmute yourself, and I will stop the recording as you unmute yourself. Just as a means, even if it's just for a second, to connect with each other. Hard to believe it's mid-October. I could see, it'd be great.
Thanks, Monia. I love the class.
Did you? Now, if I could see, what did you love about it?
The feeling in my shoulders now.